So, should you hire an agency to help you with your SEO, or should you look at a virtual assistant? Well, both of them are really, really great, and they have great merit, whichever way you decide to go, to be honest with you. But which way should you go? Well, guess what? We're going to cover that today on the Build Your Team podcast. And we're going to really look at, should you really manage your own SEO or hire an agency? And here's the deal. The answer is very, very simple. If you're the type of person who loves to be in control, you have a technical background, and you want to learn SEO, then you can hire a virtual assistant agency. A virtual assistant to help you with your SEO. If you're not the type of person who has a technical background, you're not the type of person who wants to learn a ton about SEO, and you don't want to then turn around and also manage a resource who's doing it, then hiring an SEO agency is probably a better answer for you. So it really depends on who you are and what you want to do. So let's talk about if you're that first person who, yes, you want to learn SEO. You've been studying, you want to learn stuff, you've already learned stuff and you want to implement it, and you want somebody on your team, on the ground with you, who's going to implement it. Then a virtual assistant is a great option. Now, there are tons of different tasks that a virtual assistant can provide for you. And these are the same tasks that you would also get from an SEO agency. And so I'm going to cover 4 of them today, but there are a ton of other SEO tasks that a VA could help you with. But here are 4 that we're going to cover today. The first one is keyword research. Now, obviously, this is a key. There's a key to keyword research, guys. How about that? All right, because the reality is there is no SEO without keyword research. That's just the baseline of everything we do in SEO for your website is keyword research. So finding someone, when you're looking for a virtual assistant, you want someone, number one, who has done keyword research before. Number 2, you need to consider what type of company are you? Are you an e-commerce company? Are you a service provider? Do you have a product that you sell? Are you a local company, so you service in just a local area, or a regional company, or a national or international company? You want to consider those types of macro categories for your business, because when you're looking for a virtual assistant who's going to help you with keyword research, you want to hire someone who has worked with other companies who are like you. Because keyword research for someone who's doing e-commerce, okay, in a local area is very, very different than, say, keyword research for a law firm. And it would seem like, oh, it's all keyword research. But trust me, you want to hire someone who has expertise in your macro area that you belong. Okay? Because there's just so much learning and so much knowledge transfer that you'll benefit from. So that's number one place that they can help you. And then the agency can also help you there as well. Okay? And again, same thing. Find an agency that's used to working in your macro area of business. Number 2 is competitor research. Now, for competitor research, the person who does your keyword research should also be able to do your competitor research. Those two kind of go hand in hand, because the competitor research says, okay, here are the keywords that I want to be ranked for, but here are the keywords my competitor ranks for. That's what competitor research does. Competitor research tells you what keywords your competitors are ranking for. Now, not all of those may be good keywords for you. Maybe they are. That's the beauty of doing competitor research. But you can absolutely hire a virtual assistant to do that, and it should be the same virtual assistant as the one who's doing your keyword research. The next area is backlink building. Now this gets a little bit tricky. Backlink building If you're doing it manually, it takes forever. I mean, forever. It's a lot of work. A lot of work. And it's also a sales job. Okay? So what do I mean by that? Well, one of the keys to people in sales is they're used to getting no's. They're used to getting rejected and pushing through that rejection to get to the yeses and overcome the objections. That's what backlink building is all about. You're trying to convince someone else to put a backlink on their site to your site. So you have to sell it to them. And so the virtual assistant that you hire needs to be able to sell it to them. Can you hire a VA to do this? Yes, you can. Should you hire a VA to do this? I'll be honest with you and tell you, I don't think you should. I really don't think you should. Because it is a tremendous amount of work. And it's work that should be done by a combination of humans and technology. You should automate a good chunk of it, and you need humans and you need a team to do it, not just one virtual assistant. Okay? So I wouldn't hire a VA to do backlink building. And I definitely, if you're going to hire a VA to do backlink building, that's all that they do. And they need to have a history and an understanding of backlink building and a process that they can share with you that makes sense. Okay. Now, I also would not say that the person who did your keyword research and your competitor research, that should not be your backlink builder. Those are different skill sets. You should hire different people to do those. Then number 4, managing social media campaigns. Your social media plays into your SEO in a huge way. Okay? In a huge way. Now, technically, it acts as backlinks, which is what we were just talking about. But these are specialized backlinks because they're coming from social profiles, and it gives you credibility because Google and other search engines will look at what's going on your social profiles, how many people are following you, how many people are commenting, what's your engagement rate, because they're going to believe that the more people who are engaging with you on certain topics on social media speaks to the value that you provide on those topics. So should you hire a VA to help you with your social media? Absolutely. There are tons and tons of social media managers out there. As you know, if you've been around for a while, and if you don't and you're brand new, then I've got a link down below to onlinejobs.ph, which is where I hire all of my social media managers. Absolutely love it. You can find some fantastic people who are super talented to help you manage your social media. So on this too, can you hire an agency? Absolutely. You can. You can hire an agency to do your social media, but it's a lot cheaper and a lot more effective. In my opinion, you're going to get a much better product if you hire a virtual assistant versus an agency to do your social media. Okay, guys, I hope by now what you've heard and what you've seen is I'm saying yes, absolutely. You can hire a virtual assistant to help you with a ton of your SEO chores and work that you need to do. All right. As always, if you have any questions, drop your questions down below. Love to answer them. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.